might want to. Yeah, I'd probably come up a little closer. Okay. Good. Perfect. So, we got one person on. So this is going to be how many people are watching.
Okay.
So you're good to go. You're good to talk to them. Let them know they can chat in the box, and then when you're done with class, just hit end stream.
Okay.
And I'll come in and
Perfect.
have fun.
Thank you.
Hey, do you know if these bikes have Bluetooth? Capability?
They are compatible with older hard straps only. It's a brand strap. What is your brand?
I don't know.
Okay.
Hi, welcome. I'm Tam. Feel free to leave me a comment in the chat box if you like. I'm glad that you're here. We've got about 4 minutes before we get started, so we'll just hopefully people will keep popping on. Hi guys, welcome. We have about 3 minutes to let people keep continuing to pop on. If you want to put anything in the live chat, feel free to do that. I'm excited. You can also let me know, is the mic volume okay? I'm not sure I know how to fix it if it's not, but I can give it my best shot.
Forgot I didn't let you know how to do that. I was watching on my phone going, it sounds good.
Okay, good.
Mic volume is here,
Oh, excellent. Okay,
just all the way on the left. So if you need to turn it down,
perfect.
I'll
Okay,
turn it down just a
Good,
tad.
good. Okay, now I know how to do it. Excellent. Again, welcome everybody if you popped on just recently. I hope you have your mat laid out. If you have blocks, you might want to grab them and put them by your mat. If you don't have blocks, that's okay. I'm going to try not to do anything that we need props for today, so feel free to practice with what you have. If you're used to using blocks, by all means, incorporate them into your practice. Thanks, Jeannie. Two minutes to go. Patience is not my thing, so as a yoga teacher, that's something I'm always working on. I'm going to go ahead and get settled on the mat. We're going to wait about 1 more minute, maybe a minute and a half before we start. So feel free to get on your mat, find a comfortable seat. One more side note, I have never worn a headset before, so this could be interesting. If it goes flying, I'll try and be graceful as I bring it back into our practice. Comfortable seat, legs crossed, maybe feet out in front of you, feet on the floor, knees pointing towards the ceiling. If you like, you can kick your feet over to the side, sit on your shins, even sit on a bolster or a blanket if that feels nice. Just something that feels nice and comfortable and allows you to bring your spine nice and long. Eyes can be closed or a soft gaze in front of you. About 30 seconds yet, and then we'll go ahead and get started. All right, guys, welcome. My name is Tam, and I'm gonna be your yoga instructor for the next 45 minutes. I'm really excited to be coming to you over YouTube. This is a really good opportunity for people to access yoga or any other kind of physical fitness class and still feel safe in the environment that they're doing it in. So I'm glad to be here. If you're not in a comfortable seat, go ahead and find one seated on your mat. And we're gonna go ahead and start, and we're gonna do just an all levels basic flow today. As always, since you are not in class with me and I can't see you, if I instruct you to do something that doesn't work for your body, or you think, I probably shouldn't do that, please don't do it. Just, do what you can, participate as much as you can, and really enjoy the next 45 minutes. So go ahead and come into a comfortable seat. Hands can be on your thighs or palms wrapping around your knees. You can also face your palms towards the ceiling, eyes closed or into a soft gaze in front of you. And we're going to find our breath. And just allowing your inhales and exhales to be really full and nice and deep. Inhaling in, filling up those lungs with air, coming all the way to the peak of the breath. And then on your exhale, really focus on moving everything out. Draw your abdomen in towards your spine. Really empty those lungs so that you're ready for your next fresh, clean intake of air. Take this time to bring mind and body together on the mat. Set aside anything that you're working on in your day, whether it be at work or in your home. Just take all that and just put it to the side of the mat. It'll be there when our practice is over. One more nice deep inhale. Exhale, roll your shoulders down and back. Allow your eyes to come open if you've closed them. And we're gonna start with some shoulder warm-ups from a seated position. So making sure that you're nice and comfortable. Bring your hands down by your sides on an inhale. We're gonna inhale all the way up. Palm to palm, exhale through heart center. We'll do that again, inhale up. Exhale to heart center. One more. Inhale up. And exhale. Okay, we're going to interlace our fingers and we're going to press the back of our hands towards the floor. Arms are nice and straight. Inhale, we're going to come all the way up. Nice long spine as you do this. When you reach the top, drop your shoulders down. Exhale and release. Go ahead and interlace your fingers again. This time, press your palms away from you. Arms are nice and straight. Inhale, coming up. Shoulders drop down at the top. Exhale and release. One more, each hand position. Palms facing the ceiling. Inhale, come up. Exhale and release. Palms face away from you. Inhale, coming up. Exhale and release. Okay, we're going to take our right arm and we're going to stretch it across our body. We're going to hook that arm with our left elbow as we draw that arm nice and close to our torso. Pay attention, you want your elbow to be as straight as you're able. Okay, now we're going to take our right shoulder and pull it back and drop it down just a little bit. Gaze can stay straight ahead, or you can let your gaze shift gently over that right shoulder. A couple of breaths here. One more inhale. Exhale and release. 3 shoulder rolls going forward. And 3 in reverse. All right, we're gonna go ahead and do second side. So left arm is gonna come across our torso, nice and close, elbow stays straight. We're gonna hook that arm with our right elbow, Shoulder drops down, draw it back just a little bit. Gaze can stay straight ahead, or you can peek that gaze over your left shoulder. Couple of breaths here. One more inhale. Exhale and release. Okay. Sit cross-legged if you're not already. We're going to inhale our hands up. Exhale, right hand comes down, left hand comes up and over. Sit bones stay connected with the mat. We're going to get some movement in here. So on an exhale, left hand is going to sweep across, finding the floor. Inhale, right hand comes up. Exhale, right hand sweeps across, finds the floor. Inhale, left hand comes up. Keep moving between these two postures with your own breath at your own pace. Nice full inhales and exhales as you move through the 2 sides. Waking up the side body a little bit here. One more on each side. And as you're ready, meeting the end at center. Okay, we're going to go ahead from here and we're going to find hands and knees. Tabletop position. Hands are coming directly underneath of our shoulders. Knees are under our hips. And we want to think about not allowing ourselves to sag in between the shoulders. We're pushing our torso up and away from the floor. Elbow creases are rotating slightly towards the front of the mat. We're drawing the lower portion of our ribs up. So like we're pulling our belly away from our shirt front. Couple of breaths. Nice strong tabletop position. On an inhale, we're going to step our right foot back, toes on the mat, toe pads pressing into the mat, heel pushing towards the back of the room. Arms stay straight and keep pushing that torso up and away from the floor. Couple of breaths, getting into the calf a little bit here. One more inhale. On an exhale, we're going to step our right foot over, off to the left. We're going to bring our gaze around the front of the left shoulder, peeking back towards those toes. If you can't see the foot, that's okay. One more inhale. Exhale, release back into tabletop. Readjust as you need to. Take a breath here. On an inhale, left foot goes back, toes on the mat, toe pads pressing into the mat, heel pushing towards the back of the room. Again, check in with that torso, keep it nice and high. You're pressing it away from the floor. A couple of breaths. One more inhale. Exhale, step that left foot over to the right. Gaze comes around the front of your right shoulder, peeking back towards that left foot. Again, if you can't see it, that's okay. I promise it's there. One more inhale. Exhale, come back into tabletop. Inhale, tuck your toes. Exhale, press up and back into down dog. Go ahead and pedal your feet out in this first down dog if that feels nice. Bend deeply into one knee as you straighten into the other. Take your time with it. We're walking off the dog, waking up those hamstrings and the glutes. As you feel ready, pressing both heels towards the floor, take a breath here. We're gonna get some movement in here before we come to the front of the mat. On an inhale, we're gonna shift forward to plank. Drop your knees down nice and wide. Exhale, press back for child's pose. Nice and slow, no rush. Inhale, come back into tabletop, tuck your toes. Exhale, press up and back into down dog. We're gonna do exactly that again. Inhale, forward to plank. Drop your knees down nice and wide. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, come up into tabletop, tuck your toes. Exhale, press back into dog. One more time. Inhale, forward to plank. Knees drop down. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, come up into tabletop, tuck your toes. Exhale, press up and back into dog. Take an inhale and an exhale here. Inhale, look to the front of the mat. Exhale, walk your feet forward, up in between your hands, forward fold. Give yourself some softness in your knees, especially in this first forward fold, but in every fold. You want to make sure that the fold is happening in the hips, not in your low back. If you like, you can keep your hands on the floor. You could grab for opposite elbows and move into a ragdoll. You can stay in stillness, or you can allow yourself some movement, maybe swaying side to side, slightly forward and back, whatever feels good to you. All right, if you grab for those elbows, hands come back down onto the mat, and with bent knees on an inhale, we're going to come all the way up. Exhale, Tadasana. Okay, guys. Standing at the front of your mat, feet are about hips distance apart. We're going to move through 3 half sun salutations. Nice and slow. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, nice and high. Take this time to engage those low spinal muscles and the core. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale. Tadasana. We're going to do exactly that again. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale. Tadasana. One more. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Bent knees while you're folding forward is totally fine. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale. Tadasana. All right. Sun salutations with low crescent. Here we go. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale into a halfway lift. On your exhale, we're going to step our right foot back for a lunge. Find your lunge first, and then right knee comes down. Toes can stay tucked, your top of the foot lays flat. On an inhale, we're going to come on up. Exhale, hands come down to frame the front foot. Retuck your back toes. Inhale, that back knee comes up off the mat. And on your exhale, step the left foot back for down dog. Inhaling, looking to the front of the mat. Exhale, right foot comes forward, up in between your hands, however you're able. Find your lunge first. Left knee goes down. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands come down to frame that front foot. Retuck your toes. Left knee comes up off the mat. Inhale here and lunge. Exhale, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, Tadasana. Exactly the same, just leading with the other foot. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. On your exhale, left foot goes back for a lunge. Left knee comes down. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, hands come down to frame the front foot. Retuck your toes. Inhale, left knee comes up off the mat. Exhale, step back to dog. Take 2 breaths in dog. Inhale, looking to the front of the mat. Exhale, left foot comes forward, up in between your hands any way you're able. Right knee comes down. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, hands come down to frame that front foot. Retuck your toes. Right knee comes up off the mat. Inhale here and lunge. Exhale, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, Tadasana. All right, moving on. We're gonna do some sun salutations with high lunge here. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale into a halfway lift. On your exhale, right foot goes back for a lunge. Get grounded, get secure. Both feet are really pressing into the floor. Inhale, we're gonna come up into high lunge. Exhale here. Take another inhale. On your exhale, hands come down to frame that front foot. Step back into dog. You can stay in down dog, you can take a child's pose, or you can inhale forward to plank with me. Drop your knees down. Exhale, we're gonna lower all the way down, nice and slow. Elbows stay nice and hugged close to our sides. Hands stay right where they are. Inhale up into cobra. Elbows are a little bit bent. Exhale, release. Tuck your toes on an inhale. Exhale, we're gonna press through tabletop, up into down dog. Take a moment in down dog. Inhale, looking to the front of the mat. Exhale, right foot's gonna come forward, up in between the hands. Get grounded, get secure. On an inhale, we're gonna come on up. Exhale here. Take an inhale. And an exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, hands come down to frame the front foot. Step your left foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale. Tadasana. Same thing, second side. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. On your exhale, left foot goes back for a lunge. Inhale, come on up. Exhale here. Take an inhale. Exhale, hands come down to frame the front foot, step back to dog. Stay in down dog, take a child's pose, or inhale forward to plank with me. Drop your knees down first or keep your legs straight. On an exhale, we're gonna lower all the way down. Inhale up into cobra. Exhale, release. Tuck your toes, inhale here. Exhale, press through tabletop, up into dog. On an inhale, looking to the front of the mat. Exhale, left foot comes forward, up in between your hands. Inhale, come on up. Exhale here. Take an inhale. Exhale, hands come down to frame the front foot. Step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale. Tadasana. Take a moment in Tadasana. Find your breath. If you're a little bit winded, maybe focus on letting that breathing settle down, coming back to center. Side note, my headset is still staying on so far. Kind of happy about that. All right, we're going to move on. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale into a halfway lift. On your exhale, left foot's going to come back for a lunge. We're going to come up back into high lunge on our inhale here. As you're ready, inhale, come on up. On an exhale, hands are going to come to heart center, shoulders draw back. Inhale here. Exhale, we're moving into revolved lunge. Right elbow comes on top of the left thigh. Left elbow goes towards the ceiling. Think about your torso and think about pressing up and away from the top of your left thigh as you're twisting open. So we're not collapsing against the thigh, we're pushing up and away. A couple of breaths. Back leg stays nice and straight. One more inhale. On an exhale, nice and strong, coming back to center. Inhale, hands come up. Exhale, hands come down to frame that front foot. Step back to dog. Stay in down dog, take a child's pose, or inhale forward to plank with me. You can drop your knees down or keep your legs straight. Exhale, we're going to lower all the way down. Inhale, come on up into Cobra. Exhale, release. Tuck your toes on an inhale. Exhale, push up and back into dog. Take a moment in down dog. Inhale, looking to the front of the mat. Exhale, right foot comes forward, up in between the hands. We're going to come up into high lunge. On the inhale. On an exhale, hands come to heart center, drawing your shoulders towards the center of your back. Inhale here. Exhale, we're going to twist to the right. Left elbow comes to the right shin. Right elbow's pressing towards the ceiling as we twist open to the right. Couple of breaths here. Finding that length, that lift in through the body. On and exhale, nice and strong, back to center. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands come down to frame that front foot. Step back to dog. Stay in down dog, take a child's pose, or take a modified vinyasa with me. Either way, we're all going to end up in child's pose. So if you want a vinyasa, we're going to inhale forward to plank. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, come on up into cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, tuck your toes. Exhale, press up and back into down dog. And then go ahead and let your knees come down onto the mat, nice and wide. Toes back behind you to touch as you press back for a well-deserved child's pose. Allow your breathing to slow, settle out. Think about drawing that breath all the way back to your heels. You're moving it all the way through your torso, through your legs, back to your heels, maybe even out through your toes if you can visualize that. And then when you exhale, you're pushing it all forward. Getting rid of everything that's spent and used. Bringing in that nice, clean intake of air on your next inhale. We're going to go ahead and come up onto our fingertips here. Arms are still outstretched. And we're going to keep our seat over our heels as we walk our hands over to the right. You can stay on those fingertips. You can let the palms come flat against the floor. And we're just going to press into that side body stretch. A couple of breaths. Inhale back to center. Exhale, we're going to walk over to the left. Again, you can stay on those fingertips or you can lay your palms flat against the floor. You want to keep your seat over your heels if you're able, pressing into the side body stretch on the second side. Inhale back to center. Exhale, release into child's pose just for one breath. On an inhale, come on up into tabletop. Tuck your toes. Exhale, press up and back into down dog. On an inhale, looking to the front of the mat. Exhale, left foot's going to come forward up in between the hands. We're going to peel our right heel down onto the mat, and then on an inhale, we're going to come up into warrior two. Couple of breaths here. Gaze is over the middle finger of your front hand. You want to keep that knee right over the ankle if you're able. A little bit behind is okay. You want to avoid having the knee pressing forward past the ankle. If it is pressing forward, maybe widen your stance just a little bit. Front palm to the ceiling. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Back hand can really land anywhere. Just make sure that you're not pressing or pushing into your knee joint. On an exhale, we're going to bring our front forearm onto our left thigh. Right hand, fingers come straight to the ceiling. At first, you can stay here, or you can rotate that palm to the front of the room and lay your arm down across your ear. A couple of breaths in side angle. On an exhale, nice and strong, warrior two. Inhale, peaceful warrior, just for good measure. Exhale, hands come down to frame that front foot. Peel your back heel up off the mat, find the lunge. On your inhale, straighten the front knee, folding over that leg, getting a nice hip stretch. Exhale, step back into dog, 2 breaths. Inhale, looking to the front of the mat. Exhale, right foot's going to come forward up in between the hands. Find a lunge. Then peel your left heel down, and on an inhale, we're going to come up into warrior two. Always readjust your feet as you need to. You're never married to where your feet land. If it doesn't feel right, move them. Gaze is over the middle finger of your front hand. A couple of breaths. Front palm to the ceiling. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Again, that hand going down the back leg can land anywhere. Just make sure you're not pressing into the knee. On an exhale, we're going to come into side angle. Left fingertips come to the ceiling at first. You can stay here, or you can point that palm to the front of the mat and lay your arm down long over your ear. Couple of breaths. On an exhale, nice and strong, warrior two. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, windmill your hands down to frame your front foot. Peel that back heel up, readjust your feet as you need to. On your inhale, we're going to straighten the front knee, sending our hips to the ceiling as we fold forward over that leg. Exhale, step back into dog. On an inhale, looking to the front of the mat. Exhale, walk your feet forward, up in between your hands, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, inhale, come all the way up. Exhale. Tadasana. Okay, we're gonna find a wide-legged stance on the long edge of our mat. Feet are as wide as feels comfortable. Fold forward. Nice long spine as you come down. If it feels nice to kick your heels out as you come forward, go ahead and do that. Hands come onto the floor. Weight shifts slightly into your toes, but not so much that your heels are coming up off the mat. Inhale into a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale back into a halfway lift. I want you to take your left hand and put it on the floor pretty much right underneath your face, okay? Right hand is going to come up onto your hips, onto your right hip. And on an exhale, we're going to twist open to the right. Go ahead and press your left hip towards center if that feels nice to you. Right hand can stay on the hip, or you can extend those fingers towards the ceiling. Couple of breaths here. On an exhale, go ahead and release. We're going to switch hands. Right hand is going to come right underneath your face. Left hand is going to come up onto your hip. On an exhale, we're twisting open to the left. If it feels nice, you can press that right hip towards center. Left hand can stay right where it is, or you can extend those fingers towards the ceiling. On an exhale, gently release. Find forward fold. Inhale into a halfway lift. Exhale, walk yourself around, find the lunge. Inhale here and lunge. Exhale, step back to dog. On an inhale, go ahead and bring your knees down onto the mat. Swing your feet around and find a seat with your feet in front of you on the floor, knees pointing towards the ceiling. All right, we're going to go ahead and find, from here, we're going to find a wide-legged seat first. We want to think about tipping our pelvis a little bit forward. Okay, so we're coming up onto the front of our pubic bones. We're going to do a little bit of movement here. We're going to move between wide-legged, butterfly, and boat. Not the deepest, strongest of any of those three poses. We're more concerned with the movement and getting into the hips just a little bit. So on an inhale, hands back behind you, feet come together, knees come out, wide butterfly. Exhale, we're going to come into boat. Hands can stay behind you, or you can bring them out in front. Inhale, butterfly, nice and slow, take your time. Exhale, wide-legged. Inhale, butterfly. Exhale, boat. Inhale, butterfly. Exhale, wide-legged. One more time through. Inhale into butterfly. Exhale, boat. Hands can stay behind you, or you can bring them out front. Inhale, butterfly. Exhale into wide-legged. Go ahead and bring your hands to the front this time, tipping that pelvis forward. We're gonna move into a wide-legged forward fold. Keep your toes pointing towards the ceiling. And this posture looks so different for every person depending upon how much flexibility you have on the inner thighs. Just walking your hands forward just a little bit. Finding the level of stretch that feels good for you. This is a posture where you can get a lot of stretch with a little bit of movement, so be gentle with yourself. Keep a little bit of muscle engagement in your legs. Inhale, walk your hands back to center. One hand underneath each knee as you bring your feet together. Knees pointing out. Hands on ankles or hands on toes, sitting up nice and tall. Exhale, fold forward. A couple of breaths here. Folding forward with a nice long spine, but when you reach the level of fold that feels good to you, you can let your shoulders soften, let your head hang if that feels super nice. You can also keep that strong length if that feels better to you. On an inhale, gently pressing yourself up. One hand underneath each knee again, folding your knees together like a book. Hands back behind you. Let your knees windshield wiper side to side. All right, we're going to go ahead and come down onto our backs here, and we're going to move through what I like to call rolling bridge. And if you don't know what I mean, maybe stay sitting up for just a second so you can see what we're doing and then laying down. So I'm going to turn to the side because I think maybe you'll be able to see better as I come down onto my back. Feet on the floor, knees pointing towards the ceiling. Feet are hips distance apart or a little bit wider. We're going to start with our hands down by our sides. And on our rolling bridge, we're not going to hold this bridge, we're just going to move. On the inhale, we're going to bring our hips up off the mat, trying to match the pace of our movement with the length of our breath. So we're hitting the peak of our bridge as we hit the peak of our inhale. And then on the exhale, coming back down nice and slow, same thing, hitting the peak of your exhale as your tailbone finds the floor. So everybody's breath and everybody's movement is going to be a little bit different as you inhale and come back up. Exhale and release. Now you can keep your hands down by your side as you're doing this, or you can add your hands into the movement. So what that would look like is on an inhale, you're coming up and your hands are coming up off the mat. They're going overhead and back behind you. Back of the hands hitting the floor as you reach the peak of your pose. And then on your exhale, you're bringing your hands back forward as your pelvis comes back down to the mat. Couple more. One more. Go ahead and bring your hands onto your belly, knees pointing towards the ceiling. Take a breath in constructive rest. Bring your hands down by your side, and we're going to go ahead and extend our feet towards the ceiling. Knees are pressing as straight to this, as straight into your legs as possible. A little bit of bend is okay. So let's start by flexing our feet as if we're trying to stand on the ceiling. Take an inhale here. Exhale, point your toes. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point your toes and hold them here, and we're going to begin to draw circles on the ceiling. Starting nice and small. Letting those circles widen. Finding your own rhythm, your own pace. We're rolling out the low back here just a little bit. Whatever feels nice, that's what you should be doing. Then slowly let those toe circles come to stillness. And then we're going to begin to move them in the opposite direction. Slowly begin to slow down, coming back to center. When you find stillness, draw your knees towards your torso. Maybe wrap your arms around your shins. Maybe you want to bring your shoulders and your head up off the mat. Give yourself a nice big squeeze. And on your exhale, we're going to release out long. Take a second in Savasana to get all the wiggles out. Walking your shoulders underneath your torso if that feels nice. Letting your toes tip out to the side if that feels good. Finding your breath, but this time we're not trying to manipulate or change it. We're just being aware of the inhales and exhales as they move through our body. As we continue to focus on our breathing, beginning to find softness in our body, softening our feet and our legs, releasing and letting go, finding softness in our hips, letting those hips sink heavily into the mat. Allow that softness to travel up your torso, into your shoulders and your neck. Feel that softness begin to travel down your arms, to your elbows and your wrists, and allow it to flow out through your fingertips. Bring softness to your face. Relax your jaw, your cheeks and your tongue. Let that soft feeling come to the area around your eyes. Let your eyes feel heavy and weighted. And then let that softness travel to your forehead. Let your forehead be free and clear, and allow yourself to float away from the breath. We're going to take a 2-minute silent savasana, and then I will guide you out. Very gently coming back into the room, back to your breath. Let your inhales and exhales begin to lengthen and deepen as you come back to your body, back into your awareness. Gently beginning to make small movements with your fingers and your toes as you continue to reawaken and revitalize. If it feels nice here, you can take a full body stretch, reaching your arms out long overhead as you stretch your toes towards the opposite wall. Take a breath here. And as you feel ready, when you're able, bringing the soles of your feet to the floor, knees pointing towards the ceiling, we'll take a breath in constructive rest. Very gently making your way onto your right-hand side, maybe letting your eyes come open if you've closed them, allowing in a little bit of light. Taking a breath here. And as you're able, using your hands for support, meeting me in the seated position. I want to thank you guys so much for practicing with me today, and I hope the rest of your day is absolutely amazing. And with that, I bid you namaste. Thanks, Pam. All right. Oh, goodbye, guys. Thanks for joining me, and hopefully we'll see you next week. Thank you. There you go.